Every Californian 16 and older can now try to get a COVID vaccine if they want one. How the first day of expanded eligibility went in San Diego County.
Plus, questions about whether the system can meet the demand, the plans for dealing with people that come from outside San Diego to get vaccinated.
And the Portraits and Street Expo that are helping a local photographer shine light on some of the people experiencing homelessness in the North County.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
Vaccine eligibility is now open to all Californians 16 and older. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Today's expansion means that millions are now trying to secure appointments already in high demand. Our ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Dela Cruz shows us who was first in line this morning.
After 4 months of patiently waiting their turn, all adults in California can now get a vaccine.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Really excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really happy.
With initial doses going to essential workers and those with underlying condition, millions of Californians 16 and up were left out of the equation until now.
I'm the last person in my bubble to get the vaccine, so I'm really excited to get on board and be able to see a few people again.
At the Sharp vaccine station in Grossmont, some people made appointments as recently as last night. 18-year-old Kylie Schultz says she made sure to set it up early.
I got the first appointment, so my mom and I came super early to make sure that I got in without a big line. My mom wanted to come with me. She's like, it's a historical day. I have to be there.
Mary Becker got her second shot today.
I thought I was going to be in a long line, but, I was genuinely surprised by how quick this was. I'm really excited because that means my younger sister actually qualifies now, so she can be immunized as well.
Patients we spoke to were happy to get one step closer to normal and encourage others to do the same.
I am looking forward to going back to restaurants, honestly. I haven't been to one since March of last year.
Get it done. You want to be able to live your life as normally as possible, and you want to protect the people around you.
Jennifer Dela Cruz, ABC 10 News.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is not being administered after being paused by the FDA. Now, we have links to pharmacy sites where you can make an appointment for Pfizer or Moderna on 10news.com. And with every Californian 16 or older now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, there are questions whether the system set in place can handle the demand. People have already been traveling outside of the county where they live to find an open vaccine appointment. Our ABC 10 News reporter Adam Recruzen looks at how counties plan to handle out-of-county demand now that most vaccine restrictions have been lifted.
In the past few weeks, Kern County has gone through somewhat of a transformation. Sure, it's known as an agricultural powerhouse, but to people in Northern and Southern California looking for a COVID-19 vaccine, it's become a vaccine destination.
Bakersfield has shots. We're going right by there.
When word got out that the California State University Bakersfield vaccination site had a higher vaccine supply than there were patients, people started traveling from Southern California to Bakersfield in order to get their spot in line.
We heard quickly on the news that Bakersfield was allowing they're opening the vaccinations to all walk-ins, so we took that opportunity.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Kaiser Permanente, which leads the vaccination effort, said in part, Kern County residents age 16 and older with appointments are given priority to get the COVID-19 vaccine. When there is available capacity in our vaccine schedule as well as vaccine supply, we will accept people who wish to be vaccinated on a walk-in basis, including from outside the area. As more people eligible in Kern County sign up for a vaccine, walk-in vaccinations will likely decrease or eventually end. People making appointments when and where they can isn't a new concept. The California Department of Public Health is aware that's happening, saying clinic operators are free to restrict those who can receive a vaccination or open it to the general population. The state says different clinic operators are making the choices appropriate for them, and many of the mass vaccination sites will take all comers, regardless of county of residence. So, with people 16 and older now eligible for the vaccine, is it something you could see more of across the state? San Diego County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher says he's not particularly worried about out-of-county traffic, saying so far that's only accounted for a small percentage of doses distributed.
Counties are all getting allocations. It's probably a greater concern in the early days when we had much more infrastructure built out than the surrounding counties. But I think certainly other counties have caught up with this.
Adam Rakusin, ABC 10 News.
And for more information on how to sign up for the vaccine appointment or for health resources, just go to our website, 10news.com, and click on the rebound.
Some city and county leaders were among those getting their shots after eligibility expanded today. Mayor Todd Gloria and County Board of Supervisors Chair Nathan Fletcher rolled up their sleeves this morning. Gloria got his vaccine at the municipal gym at Balboa Park. Fletcher, a Marine veteran, got his at the VA Medical Center in La Jolla. As vaccine eligibility expands across California, Governor Gavin Newsom is touting another major milestone we're about to hit.
Roughly 50%, half of the population in the state of California that is eligible to receive a vaccine has done so. 49% to be exact. By midnight tonight, likely we will pass that threshold. Half the population, 50% of Californians that are eligible to receive a vaccine.
Governor Newsom also stressed the Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause is not affecting the state's rollout, and efforts will continue to focus on the state's most impacted communities.
Concerts, theater performances, NBA games, and other indoor events are once again on here in California. For the first time in more than a year, they are allowed to resume today. The events industry came to a complete halt during the pandemic. Some events will not require a negative COVID test or vaccine for people to attend, but those that do require testing and vaccines will be allowed to let in more people. Private indoor gatherings such as weddings and conferences will only be allowed if all guests test negative for COVID at least 72 hours in advance or show proof of full vaccination. San Diego County's rolling average for positive COVID cases is holding at just under 2%. There have been just 3 days in the last 2 weeks where daily cases reached 3%. Today, there were about 280 new cases reported. The county also says that 5 more San Diegans have died from the virus. You can track the latest coronavirus developments and find vaccine resources with the ABC 10 News app. It's free in the App Store.
San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is proposing spending $4.6 billion to help San Diego recover from the pandemic.
Amid a potentially subsiding pandemic that has devastated our local economy, our attention is now turning toward recovery, and this budget invests in that.
Gloria released his first budget proposal today. It includes $10 million in nonprofit and small business loans, $10 million for the convention center, $10 million to fight homelessness, but across-the-board decreases in police overtime, with the money going to the new independent commission on police practices.
A brother and sister were nearly swept away off Imperial Beach after trying to save a friend in the water. That was difficult, too. This happened just after midnight. That choppy surf forced them to cling to the pillars below the pier. The sheriff's department says the siblings jumped into the water to try and save their friend who went in first. The man was unconscious when deputies finally got him out. Firefighters tried to give him CPR and he was rushed to the hospital, but he didn't survive. Medics treated the brother and the sister at the beach. The sergeant says alcohol was a factor.
Closing arguments will start Monday in the murder trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. Chauvin chose not to testify in his own defense, instead today invoking the Fifth Amendment. The prosecution tried to bring back a previous witness to rebut one of the defense's arguments that George Floyd could have died from carbon monoxide poisoning, but the judge didn't allow the testimony.
If the hemoglobin is saturated at 98%, it tells you all there was for everything else is 2%, and so the maximum amount of carbon monoxide would be 2%.
In all, more than 40 witnesses were called during the weeks-long trial. When jury deliberations begin, the judge told the jurors to plan for long and hope for short.
Right now, the future of Waterfront Park is being discussed. The county is holding a virtual meeting for the public to weigh in on ideas to overhaul the part of the park. Some have said it's underutilized. A few of the options being weighed include turning the northeast corner of the park into a dog park, installing pickleball or basketball courts. There's also the idea of installing outdoor chess tables.
A $42,000 grant was just given to the Central San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce in honor of Jackie Robinson Day. 42 was Robinson's number with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And the money will go to help Black women entrepreneurs in San Diego County. Business remains a difficult world for Black women to gain a footing. They face a disproportionately limited access to capital and have fewer opportunities for mentorship and skill development. Applications for the grant money will open starting July 1st.